You've been hearing a lot about Web 3.0 lately and are still wondering what it is all about. Even after looking at articles and videos that explain it, you still can't find anything concrete to tell you what it is. And this is something that is totally understandable. And it is because Web 3.0 is an idea that is still in progress, and so whatever information about Web 3.0 is out there, and an idea of what will be in the future. But in this video, we will be shedding light for you on this new concept that ought to change the world as we know it. To truly understand the concept of Web 3.0, we will first need to take you down to the historical evolution of the Internet. We will also explain the need that arose for the creation of Web 3.0 and the ground basis it is building upon. So stick around to understand what this new concept is about and get an idea of where we might be heading and the exciting changes that are awaiting all of us. So we go to the very beginning and see what Web 1.0 was. The beginning of the 90s has witnessed one of the biggest revolutionizing technologies we have ever seen in several lifetimes. It was the time of the first stage of the World Wide Web evolution. At the time, there were only a few content creators, while the majority of the users were consumers of the content. The entire web was a mere collection of static pages, and that first stage of the Internet was a content delivery network that enabled the showcase of the information on the websites. In other words, the Internet at its first stage was like a big library that the users could access from their home computer, browse the different websites, and just read what was on the page. The concept of logging in, posting, liking, commenting, and chatting was not available at the time. And another important difference between today's Internet version and Web 1.0 is that it wasn't profitable by ads. And this is a very crucial point that you'd need to keep in mind, as it makes a big part of how things move forward from then on. Then came Web 2.0. Web 2.0 is the version of the Internet that we all know and use today. It is the version that is characterized by interactivity and is governed by social interactions. By the 2000s, people were starting to be able to engage with each other on the Internet via social media platforms. Remember MySpace? Content blogs, and other services. Eventually, smartphones were created and mobile computing was launched. People began interacting online in discussion forums and creating content that other Internet users could access and like, comment on, or share. Web 2.0 is the era of Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. These social networks enticed users to engage in specific actions and content creation, including recommendations and referrals, from convincing us to share photos online with particular friend groups, to entrusting our homes to unknown travelers on Airbnb, and even getting into a stranger's car with Uber. Issues with Web 2.0. Most of the currently used services are dominated by behemoths such as Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Twitter, and Amazon. Each of those companies is privately owned by a handful of people who make the rules of what you can and cannot post on the platform. This has created one of the first controversies of Web 2.0 that relates to the freedom of speech. Another major issue faced with Web 2.0 is the right to privacy. Remember how Web 1.0 had no ads? Well, Web 2.0 is run by ads and is even dubbed the age of targeted advertising. All of those giant companies make big bucks from the ads, and that is why they are free for us to use. Now, ads are more profitable for the one who paid for them when the percentage of someone buying their product or using their service is high. And so, the ads would appear to the ones who are interested in them and are more likely to purchase them. How does this happen? And how does Google or Facebook know what you want, like, and might be thinking about purchasing? Well, this is because you are providing them with information as you are watching videos and performing Google searches. Let us dissect how this works. They started collecting data about each one of us to serve us better content, which makes us stay glued to their website. Later on, with so much data on hand about every Internet user, they packaged all of that data and sold it to advertisers. But this didn't really happen in any shady manner, and honestly, we are the ones who willingly gave each one of those giant companies our data for the sake of better content that is directly meant for us. This means that two people sitting in the same room can log into Facebook at the same time, yet receive different content and news feed. And this is because this content you see is the company sorting data according to the information you have provided, such as what you have previously liked or which videos you chose to watch till the end or repeated. That is fine, you say. You don't mind that, as long as you are enjoying the experience and getting recommended things that you like. But the bigger issue lies in the information that you didn't intentionally provide. You never leave without your phone, and you keep the GPS on. So all of those companies know where you ate dinner last night, and they know who you were with. They know when you wake up and when you sleep. They know your routine better than the partner you live with. In fact, the machine learning that is responsible for collecting your data to get to know you more might even know you better than you know yourself. And it is completely plausible that it knows a man is about to be a dad before he even does. The man's Facebook profile states that he is married to his partner. The wife is late on her period, and they already know that because she starts Googling reasons for a late period and early pregnancy symptoms. The machine learning algorithm will directly make the link and start providing you with baby products on ads. And having one central company controlling all of this data is extremely scary. So, what is Web 3.0 exactly? Those issues that we have in Web 2.0 have been raising eyebrows for quite some time. But honestly, we all secretly prefer having a personalized experience on our phones, and I don't see many of us giving that up. Our only issue is with who is in control of our information. And you have to know that every big change that is made is born out of an idea or a concept that itself stems out of a need and an opportunity. Our need is to resolve the problem of giving this ultimate control over every single person with a phone to one group of people or even one individual. The opportunity is blockchain technology and decentralization tools. So what is this idea that has stemmed from this need and this opportunity? Well, Web 1.0 is a read-only web where people can read information written on websites. Web 2.0 is a read and write web where people can read and write content on websites and applications. And Web 3.0 is a read and write as well as own the content and information. Think about it. If you actually own what you post and what you provide online, then no one has to tell you what to post or not to post. And instead of those big companies getting the big bucks from your information, you would be the one getting them instead. If you are surprised by the proposition, well then consider this. Many projects are already underway that allow you to do just that. Consider any new project that is using blockchain technology and the tools of decentralization. You can already today play a game, own your character or any other assets within the game, and get to even have a say in what next steps you think the game should take. This is possible with DAO, or Decentralized Autonomous Organization. And the DAO is eradicating the need to have a CEO for a company, as the users who own the most tokens in that company are the ones in control of the company. This will also give way to real freedom of speech. With DAO, no one person can censor anything anymore. Much like what we are now witnessing with Web 3.0, the definition of Web 2.0 in the first couple of years was still hazy. In fact, an article dating from 2008, several years after first hearing about Web 2.0, was published by CBS News. They tried to tell the readers the definition of Web 2.0 and stated, "Ask a dozen tech pundits to describe Web 2.0, and you're likely to get 24 explanations as to what it is. The precise definition remains open to debate, and in some ways that's exactly the point. This much is clear. Web 2.0 represents an important shift in the way digital information is created, shared, stored, distributed, and manipulated. In the years ahead, it will have a significant impact on the way businesses use both the internet and enterprise-level IT applications." As you read what is hazily described as Web 2.0 and see how far along we have come from there in reality, You can just imagine what Web 3.0 would be giving the world after taking a look at the possibilities of what it could provide. But be aware that many companies are using the term Web 3.0 to attract enthusiasts into their pond. You might hit that Google search and stumble upon the Web3 Foundation that supports projects for increasing decentralization. But it isn't truly what Web 3.0 actually is. In fact, the main projects of the Web3 Foundation are mostly related to the Polkadot blockchain. And if you want to know how Polkadot works, click on the I button on the top right of your screen. It is one of the many projects that are coming along, but it really isn't Web 3.0. So tell us now what you think the next version of the web will be like, as everyone around the world is excited to get there and still open to evolving the new concept. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to boost the algorithm to show you more similar content. See you soon!